welcome back to Joe Man's Land. I hope you're having an amazing day. Today we're going to be going into a fun topic, that being color profiles on the Sony ZV-1. I picked this up about a month ago and it replaced my Pocket 2. The only reason I did this was because I wanted an all-around compact camera that I could use for both vlogging as well as photography, and this camera definitely hits those points. As you guys can see, I have added a variable ND to the front. We'll be going into accessories in a different video, but I think as content creators, we sometimes get in our own heads like, man, like the camera doesn't really know what it's doing. I want to use a custom color profile because I'm a color grading magician and I'll fix it all in post.
It might happen. Yeah, and monkeys might fly out of my butt.
Right now you're seeing me through a color graded cell phone. This is what the log profile looks like. Put the color grade back on, it definitely looks cleaner. This is sort of a discovery video for me to see whether or not HLG3 could be a great option, and if it turns out really well, great, and if not, then that's one profile I can scratch off my list. All right, well, before we get any further on today's video, we should mention today's video's sponsor, which is me. I've got a brand new street photography course I just finished designing a couple months ago with my buddy, Awesome. I spent over 2 years in South Korea learning how to use my camera in street scenarios. So this course really goes into honing your craft and energizing you to get out and shoot. Clicking that link helps support my channel, or maybe you just want some free stuff. I've got a free pocket guide that you can print out with your own ink at home on the same link that goes into a lot of the things we cover in the course.
The better you do in school, the better you do in life. That's a promise.
All right, now we are on the Sony ZV-1. HLG3 is a profile that is a type of HDR form of recording. There's different HLG profiles on the camera. HLG3 just kept coming up as one that a lot of content creators liked using. And the reason you shoot in an HDR format is because it saves more dynamic range than just your standard profile. Now, that being said, most people don't have high definition monitors. So when you do put it into your video editor, you do need to convert it. In terms of the color space, I kept it in BT 2020. Apparently it's better for skin tones. Again, this is my first time shooting in HLG3s. I'm really hoping that it turns out. Let's switch to it now and let's go just do a bit of vlogging around Calgary. Once we're on menu, we're going to go to the camera settings. So on tab 1, we're going to go to page number 9. Once we're on page 9, we're going to go to the bottom. We're going to hit picture profile. From here, you're going to go to whichever one you want. In this case, I'm using picture profile 1. Let's click right. Then we're going to go to the gamma level, set it to HLG3, and then we're going to go down to the color mode and make sure it's set on BT 2020. All right, so now we are in HLG3. I hope this looks interesting. I haven't done any color grading to this. This is what it looks like in just a standard timeline if you were to put it in without any conversion. I'm going to be using Final Cut today, so we'll apply the Final Cut HDR tool to it now. This is what it looks like, 100% mix HDR to Rec 709. Now let's put on some other color grading as well as a LUT. All right, this is what it looks like. I'm in the same spot. I haven't moved. It definitely is very colorful. It saves a lot of the shadows. So let's get on the computer and let's see how we actually go about putting this HDR footage into Final Cut and what that workflow would look like. So we'll just start by opening a new project. In terms of the project type, I shot everything today in 4K, so we will edit in 4K. I shot everything at 24 frames, that works. And in terms of the rendering, we will stick with Apple ProRes 422. So let's go ahead and get that open. I've actually got my Final Cut set up so it doesn't come up with this warning every time I use HDR footage, just because I know when I'm shooting HDR footage, generally speaking, when you first import HDR footage into Final Cut, it will have this thing that will show you are editing on a standard resolution project in Rec 709. This is HDR footage, right? They just like to let you know. As you guys can see, before I do anything to this, the colors are all blown out and crazy looking, even on this one. So what we're going to do first is we're going to select both clips, and then we're going to go down to the right side here. So what we're going to do here is we're going to type in HDR. That's all we got to do, HDR. Then that'll bring up HDR tools. We're going to select both clips and then double click. Okay, so now we've got it there. So as you guys can already see, the colors look a little bit less crazy, which is good. Click on the HDR to Rec 709. There's a bunch of different settings. There is one that's literally HLG to Rec 709. I don't usually use that one. I usually stick with HDR to Rec 709. I find that normalizes the colors. And then from here, we just go about doing your standard color grading. I won't share that with you guys because I'm sure you know more about color grading than I do. Man, you know what? I think this lighting wise has been the best spot I've found so far. The sun's kind of behind me and I've got all these killer leaves and I've got a train going in the background. That's kind of fun. Anyways, this is just a quick test using the HLG3 profile. Now let's switch to the standard color profile. All right, now we are in the standard color profile. Same spot I was shooting before. Here we go. Here is the train that's no longer behind me. Here is the H-log profile. Standard color profile. H-log profile. Standard color profile. H-log profile. Standard color profile. H-log profile. Oh man, well that was a ton of fun to shoot. I would definitely say it took me a little while to color the HLG3 footage, but I would say that it actually looked pretty cool to my eye. I could definitely tell a difference in the dynamic range, and I think overall it was worth testing out, and I think I will try it moving forwards. But in the comments below, let me know what you guys thought of this color profile. Is this something you think I should shoot with in the future, or should I stop risking it for the biscuit and just stick with the standard color profile? Or maybe there's another color profile that the Sony ZV-1 has that you would like me to explore. Either way, comment below, I'd love to hear from you. But let's leave this one here. Hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and remember to take beautiful photos every single day. Don't do it for the views, do it for yourself. I look forward to seeing you all in the next one. Whew. Do you ever wonder like how far is too far for a selfie stick? Right now I'm holding the camera right next to me. Now let's go full extension. Now we are at full extension. This is as far as this selfie stick can go. I'm holding my camera about 5 feet away from me. What do you guys think of this? Is this kind of crazy or does this look kind of cool? I must say that in terms of holding it, this kind of sucks. Yeah, I don't know. Comment below what you guys think. I just like doing blooper reels every now and then.